KBRF.com. Memorials that matter.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Morning, I think. There we go. It is a Thursday morning. It feels like a Monday morning.
It?
I'm still dealing with the meat sweats from yesterday. Secondhand meat sweats from our Where to Eat.
Oh, okay. Do we know where you were eating yesterday, or is that not up for grabs yet?
It's Antelope Creek. And
Oh.
I'm going to bring up, you won't be able to see this, Mary, but I'll bring it up for
Okay, Antelope Creek.
It's in Morton, North Dakota.
Okay, I don't even know how to get to Morton, North Dakota.
You go, do you know how to get to like Shooting Star and like I-29 from Fergus? You know, you go from west to Wapaton.
Sure.
You normally hit the interstate there.
Yep.
Just go straight for another 2 miles.
Okay, easy to find.
But here is a photo of Zach and his challenge that he did. It's 13 patties, and then there's 13 ounces of fries, and then a beverage, and he had to do it all in 13 minutes. So this will be part of our featured episode coming up in about 2 weeks.
Sorry about that.
I quickly flipped it back to me.
You do. Okay, caught my sneeze. Well,
Right.
That's what happens when you're on camera. You're going to get some of that. Sorry about that. But, yeah, I've managed to get through the whole season without getting a cold. And
and now it is.
here it is. My husband started it.
Oh,
Yeah.
blame John.
I know. He has already taken the blame. But, I mean, I feel fine.
Yep.
I feel great. It's just I'm always wiping my nose.
Yeah.
So sorry about that for those of you tuned in watching
The
today.
camera's still on me.
Okay, good.
But yeah, it was a pretty cool thing, and I know last couple times I've been down to the casino, I haven't really liked their food, and so this is kind of a cool little thing. Just go there, eat, and then go down to the casino.
Right. Okay.
Because I mean, it's like 2 minutes away,
Okay.
and they get awesome food.
And it's not far from here.
No.
Yeah.
About 40 minutes, and
Okay.
then it's really good food. And then if you want to take on the challenge, the Curse 13 challenge,
Wow. That's a lot.
nobody has ever done it in the time frame because you got 13 minutes.
Okay. That
And so-
seems like a lot of food in a very short time.
Yes.
That sounds awful,
so
honestly.
we all had to check in on Zach when we got here. Hey, man, you still good?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember, this was a number of years ago, and I don't remember what they called it. Boy, if I could talk with Pat Lundberg, he would know, because he was part of this. There were like, I don't know, 6 or 8 of us were in this like eating challenge thing, and we started in the morning, and we went from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant.
That was the downtown
Downtown Chowdown.
Yep.
Yes.
Downtown Chowdown.
Oh my goodness. I have never, in fact, one of us, I won't say who, did not make it through the day without.
I remember doing a
Yeah.
remote, and you were, I think, at Callie's when I was
Oh my
there.
goodness. And that was like, that might have been the second stop, and I was already taking stuff home.
Yeah.
So what we did is, I guess the whole deal was to, eat like the signature dish from each one of
Yep.
these restaurants. And I think, were there 7 or 8?
There's quite a few.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we started eating like at 8 o'clock in the morning with breakfast, and then we just kept going. And by 5 o'clock, everyone's just like, whoa, I think at the last 3 or 4 places, I took like a bite and took the rest. I went home with 6 or 7 to-go boxes.
Oh, I believe it.
But I just know if I'm full, I'm full. I can't take it beyond that because ugh.
I have gone a little above and beyond a couple times on Where to Eat just to try to get, the samples in and stuff.
Right, and just because the food's so good.
And yeah, the food is really good. And so I've kind of learned that I just got to not do that. And so I'll take like a couple bites of something, and then we'll move on to another thing, take a couple bites. So it was...
Sounds good.
It was good.
All right. Well, yesterday we talked a little bit about that speaker, Hunter Pinky, who is coming.
Yep.
We'll be at a number of different area schools, about 5 or 6 different area schools, Ashby, Battle Lake, Hillcrest. Anyway, he's going to be all over the place. this next week. But on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and we're going to have nice weather through Saturday, and then Sunday it's going to be cool and not so nice as it was the rest of the week. So it might be a good opportunity for you to come inside over at the Bethel Lutheran Church, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Hunter Pinky is going to talk about his, he is a motivational speaker. And yesterday when we talked about it, I said I didn't know too much about his accident, but one of our faithful listeners followed up and let me know what happened. He was on spring break in Colorado, and he was doing some skiing, and he hit another skier, and then ended up hitting a tree.
Oh.
And that was what his accident was all about. And since then, he's one of those guys who could have just been sitting in a wheelchair feeling sorry for himself, but instead he is going around the United States talking about the motivation and what you can do no matter what you're handed. And he went to UND. I think he was a hockey player at UND. So you might remember that name. One of the gals that I used to be a leader at Young Life with actually went to college with him. And so she's the one that was able to bring him to Fergus Falls.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to that. 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at Bethel Church. It's free and open to the public. So just wanted to follow up on that story. Well, just as I was headed in here today, I heard that some of those countries that have been saying, we don't want to help you with the Strait of Hormuz, sounds like a lot of them are reconsidering. And we might have some partners to help get that open again. And that would make a significant difference.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did watch a little bit of the press conference this morning on Fox News with Secretary Pete Hegseth, and really interesting, and I love how he started out by saying, I'm talking to you, the American public. I'm not talking to any of these press agents. I'm not talking to anyone in this room. I'm talking to you, my fellow Americans. And he just drilled down on, here's what you need to believe. You don't need to believe any of the garbage that you're hearing from any of these folks in this room.
Yeah.
So he's hard on the press.
Well, he should be.
Yeah, and they have it coming.
Yeah.
But of course, the impasse with how do we vote on this Department of Homeland Security thing? Now it seems like the sticking point is let's take the mask off the ICE agents. And I wonder if the Republicans said, okay, they'll take the masks off, then there would be another sticking point.
Yep.
I mean, they just keep throwing, lobs.
Give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah, exactly. But it's time that they do their jobs. It's time at least that they sit down at the table together, which now neither side, I don't think, is willing to do. So we're not going to solve anything by that.
No.
So get around the table, get a really big cup of coffee, and let's hammer this out.
Get a really big cup of coffee, and nobody can go to the bathroom till this is figured out.
That's a great idea.
Nobody can leave the table.
That's a great idea. Well, we talked about the Federal Reserve and rates and all that sort of thing. They announced it will keep its benchmark interest rate steady at 3.5 and 3.75%. The Fed maintained its forecast for at least one rate cut later this year. It said economic activity is growing at a solid pace, while job gains remain low and inflation somewhat elevated. The Iran conflict's effect on the U.S. economy, he says right now, is a bit uncertain. And this is when I'm very glad I'm not like a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get on the edge of the ledge here because you're worried about what's going to happen. And you need those people to talk you off the ledge because it doesn't make any sense at this point to just start dumping stuff, And but sometimes you need those people to say, okay, this has happened before. Here's how it turned out. Here's what I recommend. And then you make your decision. But I'd hate to be in that position today.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard declined to say if Iran's nuclear program posed an imminent threat during her testimony yesterday. I did see part of that today. Her appearance followed the resignation of Deputy Joe Kent, who said Iran was not an imminent danger and criticized the joint U.S.-Israeli air campaign that now is on day 20. I don't know. I mean, why couldn't she say that?
I have no idea. I think she just didn't want to get pinned down on something.
Maybe. I don't know. But, you know, you got to answer those questions. You can't dodge anything. Several organizations have canceled Cesar Chavez Day events following allegations that Chavez engaged in sexually inappropriate behavior with adults and minors. They have a foundation bearing his name called the claims disturbing, while the United Farm Workers said it had heard deeply troubling allegations but had no firsthand knowledge. So now they're going to put all that celebrating, I guess.
He went to Epstein Island.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Pulse nightclub in Orlando. Remember that?
Yep.
49 people were killed there in 2016 in a mass shooting. It was demolished on Wednesday. They just decided too much stuff here. Let's just get rid of it. The site will become a memorial honoring the victims. The construction will start this fall. Completion expected in late 2027. Plans include preserving the club's sign and adding a reflecting pool, a plaza, and private gathering areas. So that is going to happen. I think those are good things, you know, to just get rid of it. And I think some of these school shootings too, I always think of those, how they go forward there.
Yeah.
But you can't just start knocking down buildings every time someone takes out a gun. Sadly, we hear too many of those kinds of things. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Anything else we've got for you? Acting Deputy TSA Administrator Adam Stahl says rising sick calls among officers are causing long security lines, and this is across the nation. He told CBS News that if absences increase, there could be scenarios where we may have to shut down entire airports. He's calling it a very, very serious situation. Stahl said the problem will worsen without funding for the TSA and the DHS, and again, it could be solved with the stroke of a pen.
Yep, and the thing we've kind of been hammering on, they keep going after ICE, but ICE is fully funded, so it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and of course now they want to demask them. They want to, The
only reason why they're wearing masks is because everybody's sending out their addresses. Here's this guy, he lives here. Here's his family.
Right. Maybe they're just going to have to take the masks off and get costumes or something. I don't know. I don't know how you do that, but it's time. It's time to reverse this. I don't travel all that often, but I traveled in November. We're traveling in April. Both times there have been a partial government shutdown, and TSA agents have been, and I don't blame them. Why? We don't want to come to work and not get paid. Yeah. I don't blame them at all. And these are people that are making $100,000 a year. But it's not getting any better.
No.
I don't know. Are you a Dish Network customer?
No.
Okay. I am. And now they are going on with negotiations with two NBC stations, NBC and CBS, both owned by Gray Media, KVLY Television out of Fargo.
Yep.
And I feel confident it's okay to say that because between Gray Media, who owns KVLY, so Channel 4, if you have locals, Channel 4 and 11, your NBC and CBS affiliates, you haven't been able to watch for now 2 weeks.
Wow.
Okay.
I've heard them mention it on the news.
And the reason is that they are negotiating with Dish Network. Dish Network has to pay Gray Media to carry their channels. But they're at an impasse. And I've complained to both parties And I mean, really, honestly, get this settled. It's been 2 weeks. We're paying for a service for which you are not providing.
Did you get like $5 back?
I got $5 back. So squeaky wheel, it's a very small wheel. But I mean, $5 to me was a kick in the teeth when the bill was $167, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, really honestly, just come to the table again and stop being so ridiculous. We've had this happen before with like maybe HGTV or sometimes a movie channel or a sports channel, but never our locals. But guess what, folks? There is a way around it. You can actually go to a Radio Shack or anywhere and buy a small antenna that you attach to your TV. And if you are a Dish Network customer, you can use that and you can see those channels. So I kind of want to say, na boo boo, we're going to get around you. So heck with it. But anyway, those kind of things really rub me wrong. Can you tell?
Yep.
Anyway, all right. More to come. Okay, how about a representative that proposes a food waste bill after his son's wedding experience? Oh, boy. We'll talk about that when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Hi, this is Jessica with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. When families arrive, they are met with a calm and welcoming experience. I listen, answer questions, and help guide thoughtful design choices that feel meaningful. Every memorial should reflect a life with sincerity and care. For guidance and design options, visit foreverstonememorials.com.
Memorials that matter. Fergus Falls Monument. Memorials that matter. What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear the fallout and feedback after Wednesday's Senate hearing on Intel and the war on Iran. We're a week away from the next Ox Across America event. Hear all about it. And the latest from the Capitol in St. Paul. Then at 4:06, Congressman Emmer joins us about the Save America Act and the holdup on TSA Homeland Security funding. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Wow, Ram and Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls announced bigger reasons to buy during the Declaration of Deals event. Get 0% for 60 months or financing as low as 2.9% on select Ram trucks, plus $3,500 in discounts. Or for a longer term, get 4.9% for 84 months and up to $4,500 in rebates. But hurry, these deals are good through March 31st only. The Declaration of Deals event. It's on now at Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls.
I stopped smoking with Mark Patrick's hypnosis when nothing else worked. 1 year later, my wife Michelle and I attended the Mark Patrick Weight Loss Hypnosis Seminar. In 2 months, lost 43 pounds, and she lost 18 pounds.
And we feel great.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. That's right. Weight Loss Hypnosis, March 26th at American Lodge and Suites Conference Center in Fergus Falls. Time is 5:30. Registration at 5. Stop smoking hypnosis starts at 8. Registration at 7:30.
Get less weeds and more sugar with Spin-Aid herbicide, now available to Minnesota and North Dakota sugar beet growers for improved control of kochia, common lamb's quarters, and common ragweed. Looking for systemic effective disease control? Add Minerva to your spray program and knock out Cercospora leaf spot. Ask your local retailer about the Spin-Aid $100 a gallon grower rebate or visit BelchamUSA.com. Always read and follow label instructions.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. I'm Tyler Donaldson here on the Red River Farm Network with your morning market update. Grains markets trading a bit higher here in both wheat, corn, and soybeans. KC wheat, the only red on the board here so far to start out the day. Taking a closer look at corn in a direct tie to higher energy prices, U.S. ethanol margins are the best they've been since November 2025. And tend to trend higher through spring and summer anyways. Last week's production averaged just over 1 million barrels per day, down 33,000 barrels per day from the previous week, but ethanol production through the corn marketing year is up 1.4% from 2024-25. Checking out soybeans now, the most bearish information for the week's reports that China expressed interest only in non-soybean U.S. crops. During the recent trade meeting in Paris, export sales for the week for soybeans ending March 12th were 11 million bushels, the lowest in 5 weeks. And looking at wheat futures next, the next 10 days forecast to feature well above average temperatures across much of the U.S. and very little precipitation across the Midwest. Otherwise, wheat futures continue to be supported by the energy sector, particularly concern over the cost and availability of fertilizer should the conflict not be resolved by the next planting cycle. Wheat export sales for the week ended March 12th were 7 million bushels, the lowest since the first week of January. Shipments of 14.1 million bushels were average for the time of year. Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Pioneer is celebrating 100 years of growing together. Pioneer founder Henry A. Wallace took an interest in agriculture at an early age. His father, a college ag professor at Iowa, invited one of his students, George Washington Carver, to stay with the family. Carver went on to become one of the most important scientists and inventors of the 20th century. Carver also nurtured Henry A. Wallace's interest in plant breeding. 100 years of innovation from Pioneer.
Everything you've heard is true. Pioneer brand Z-Series soybeans are bringing you the next era of soybean performance. Believe the hype. With a generational leap in genetics, Z-Series is redefining what's possible. Ride the wave. Z-Series soybeans have unleashed unprecedented yield potential and delivered maximum return on investment. Plant Z-Series soybeans in the 100th season of Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/greatest yields.
World Weather Incorporated senior meteorologist Drew Lerner is your trusted source for agricultural weather. From the northern plains,
we do expect some showers to develop and a couple of thunderstorms. The majority of the meaningful rain, though, is going to be in southern Canada.
To South America,
Buenos Aires, La Pampa, and Cordoba, but it doesn't occur until we get into next week, leaving plenty of time for changes in the forecast.
Drew Lerner, only on the Red River Farm Network. We're reporting agriculture's business. The stories that matter to you and your bottom line matter to us.
We've had a little ridge of high pressure, say a little upward bump in the jet stream.
So if you're an investor, a lot of that money can be either better utilized somewhere else or is costing you a lot more money to keep in commodities.
Many of those same clients in those states are really suffering with some issues on the rainfall shortages.
No one covers agriculture better than the Red River Farm Network. We're reporting agriculture's business.
July wheat Minneapolis is 2.5, now 1 3/4 higher to 6.53. Chicago July wheat's up 1 1/4 to 6.16 3/4. KC wheat down 4.5 cents to 6.21 May corn's up 4 cents, 4.67 1/4. May soybeans 1/4 cent higher to 11.62 1/4. In Winnipeg, May canola is up $2.50 per metric ton to $728.70 Canadian. April live cattle down $1.77 to $233.62. April feeders $3.25 lower to $3.50.57. April hogs down 75 cents at $93. This is the Red River Farm Network.
You can't wait for the sun on your face at Target Field to hang on every pitch. Get up on your feet in the ninth. Make your fandom count this season by becoming a My Twins member. It's free to enroll, and you'll earn rewards with every ticket and ballpark purchase. A guaranteed hit with every swing. Swipe. Enroll now at twins.com/mytwins and experience baseball your way.
Winter weather can change quickly and can be hazardous. Listen to News Talk 1250 KBRF for the latest weather-related postponements and cancellations. Brought to you by John's Heating and Air Conditioning and Northwest Tire. Schools, businesses, churches, and events. You can find postponements and cancellations on KBRFradio.com as well. And the Fergus Now app. Weather-related announcements. Brought to you by Northwest Tire and John's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Summer heat is a given. Saving money on cooling your home can be too. With Otter Tail Power Company's Cool Savings Program, you earn monthly bill credits just for participating.
Nice.
Here's how it works. During times of high energy use, we'll cycle your AC on and off every 15 minutes. Most people don't even notice. The savings add up while your home stays cool. It's that simple. Sign up for Cool Savings today at otpco.com/coolsavings.
Modern marketing with a local touch. That's Leighton Media. We influence audiences across the state using traditional media and a complete portfolio of marketing services designed to grow your business. From event and video production to complete radio branding campaigns, our team is dedicated to helping you. Share your message and get the results your business expects. Ready to make an impact? Connect with Leighton Media today. Our team is ready to work for you. Leighton Media. Your success starts here.
Let the shenanigans begin. The St. Patrick's Day themed Detroit Lakes Craft Bev Tour presented by Builders First Source is this Friday, 5 to 9 at the Kent Freeman Arena. Enjoy 4 hours of unlimited craft beverage samples, all supporting the DLJCs. VIP includes a t-shirt and some St. Patty's swag from these awesome sponsors. Seven Sister Spirits, Nearson Automotive, Jack Chivers Realty, and Wabagwan Mash Kiki. See you Friday at the Detroit Lakes Craft Bev Tour. Save $10 on tickets when you buy at Seven Sister Spirits.
Is keeping track of your medication like a full-time job? Pioneer Link makes it easier with MedSmart. Simply fill the machine, set your dose times for up to 4 weeks, and MedSmart does the rest. It chimes when it's time to take your next dose. MedSmart, it's home medication management made easy. Pioneer Link will help you with setup. Call about in-home installation or find details at pioneerlinkmn.com.
News Talk 1250 KBRF going through today. A little bit of fog and mist right off the bat, and then we're going to hit 53 for our high. 35 tonight's low. More patchy fog tonight into tomorrow. 53 for tomorrow's high. 58 Saturday. A little bit of rain Saturday night. 38 Sunday. 43 Monday. Tuesday. Look at that. 48, 57 by Wednesday. So even though it's warming up, Mary, I do not think the pile will be gone by Monday.
Okay, that's my day or yours?
That's my day. Your day is next Friday, so you've got about a week.
Okay. Well, I do have some nice melting going on between now and then.
Yeah.
May or may not happen. And there's no snow in the forecast, right?
No snow in the forecast.
Okay. So when will the pile be gone?
When will it be gone?
Okay, so I told the story of last Sunday when we got all that terrible wind. And there was a little bit of snow. Well, it just, it made snow and ice. And we live in a place where the northwest wind just really drifts in our driveway.
Yep.
And so we had drifts on both sides of the driveway. And then when I left on Monday morning, I didn't pay any attention to what the driveway looked like. And as I drove out, I thought, I should have shoveled that yesterday. And didn't. But as of yesterday, it's gone. So thank you, God, for shoveling. Yeah. I hate having it there, but I knew sooner or later it would be gone. I had to help a little bit yesterday, but just chopping through some of that ice, because when that ice gets thick, that takes a lot of sun.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, the sun does have power. And you know what I noticed is that even on those days when it was kind of chilly outside, one day this week, maybe it was Tuesday, I think. It was really cutting cold. It was really windy. But interestingly enough, we had a little bit of sun. And when you got into your car was kind of warm because the sun had warmed it, even though it was cold outside. So lots of good things about this time of year. And the only thing bad about spring is when you get one of those storms that nobody wants anymore.
Yeah.
Right? We could just use some rain. We could use a couple of days of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice.
That'd be nice. Okay, so here's the story I told you I would have for you. Rhode Island Representative Lauren Carson introduced legislation targeting food waste after witnessing leftovers being discarded at her son's May wedding. When she asked about surplus food, a server explained it would be thrown away. I said, I don't think it should really work that way. And that night in May, I came up with the bill, the Organics Diversion at Catered Events Act. And it requires caterers serving 50-plus meals to submit annual waste diversion plans to the Department of Environmental Management before event permits. Non-compliant businesses face $500 fines. The measure will take effect January 1st, this coming year, excluding private residential gatherings. Rhode Island Central Landfill receives about 80,000 tons of food waste, this is annually, and may reach capacity within 2 decades. So there's another reason for doing that too. But if I'm paying for all the food that's being served at my son's wedding,
I'm taking some home.
I can tell you they're not throwing it away.
Yeah.
And I know that there are certain restrictions on donating, to food shelves and Salvation Army and that sort of thing. I don't know how easy it is for them to take those kinds of things. But there's always someone who could use it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do a Facebook post and say, hey, anyone want to have a party tonight? We got some food for you. I mean, at least you would know it was going somewhere. Or call the area churches and say, hey, do you have any families that you could contact for us? We'll drop the food off. They can pick it up, whatever. I had this happen actually at an event that I helped plan for a client. And we had said, we want food for, I think it was 150 or something. And we had to change the date due to bad weather because it was an outdoor event. And so going from that planning, there were more people who were able to come that first date, but on the the second date, some weren't able to come. So we had more food than we needed, but they had already made it. It was already there. It was pasta dishes that could easily be heated up.
Yep.
This was a Nelson event, and so I can tell you all the salespeople the next day and the techs in the back, I can tell you they would come forward and eat that food.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, so I said, all that leftover. I said, do you have anything that I could take those leftovers in? And she said, well, we don't send the leftovers. And I'm like, well, you made it for us. We paid for it.
Yeah.
And now what are you going to do with it? Sell it tomorrow at lunch?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know, but that did not sit very well with me. And
the other thing that is up and around, I know they have it here in Ottertail County, is organics recycling, where you don't throw your food, you take it to the certain things you can do, and they compost it, so it doesn't go to the landfill.
Okay.
And that's like if it's gone bad.
Okay. Well, and at least something good is being done with it. But I mean, when it's food you've paid for, don't you think you should be able to take that?
Yes.
Anyway, this person was not helpful and not friendly, and it just left a really, really bad taste. Anyway, thankfully that didn't happen locally, so that's good. But anyway, sometimes those things happen, and I don't know why I didn't really push the idea, but I just thought, oh, whatever, I'm getting nowhere with her. So, but anyway, those things happen, and it just kind of makes you mad. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, there is a study that shows that sparkling water keeps gamers alert during their marathon sessions.
Sparkling water.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's research for this. Sparkling water outperforms still water for maintaining focus.
Okay, so they're just going sparkling water or still water. They're not doing the energy drinks and or Mountain Dew?
I guess not. Just the thought of having to do research on what you drink to get you through a marathon gaming session. Oh my goodness.
And my question is, what is their definition of marathon gaming?
Well, that's, I don't know that it says here. They say that sparkling water significantly reduced subjective fatigue, enhanced enjoyment, and preserved executive function. Oh my. Players committed fewer in-game fouls with sparkling water, though offensive and defensive performances remained unchanged. I can't even believe there's research for stuff like this. Of course, the study was partially funded by a sparkling water company.
No.
Yes, I know.
That's why it's flat water versus sparkling water.
I guess that's shocking, isn't it? Yeah.
What about energy drinks and pop? No. We can't talk
Yeah,
about
I
those.
guess. I don't know. And, I think it's so funny, and I think it got to be sort of a high-end restaurant thing to call it sparkling water or still. Sparkling or still. When you get, hey, would you mind grabbing me some water? Would you like sparkling or still? And that always makes
I've
me
also
laugh.
heard
I'm like,
referred
plain
to-
old water.
I've also heard referred to as flat water.
I just always think that's so funny.
Would you like
still water?
sparkling or flat water?
Anyway,
I was just like, I'll take a Coke or Pepsi,
I know.
whatever
I
you
think
got.
I think that's funny.
There's one restaurant that Jen and I will go to every once in a while, and it's like super high end. I mean, I wanted to, one of the first times we were there, I wanted to order a bottle of wine, and their cheapest wine was like $800 a bottle.
Oh my.
That's Foco de Chao.
Oh yeah, down in cities. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, I'll take a pop.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's like ordering popcorn and 2 waters at the state tournament.
Yeah.
Bag of popcorn and 2 bottles of water, $18
Mm-hmm.
at Williams Arena. Oh my goodness. I heard somebody say that day, I don't know, I think it was the game on Friday. Somebody was sitting ahead of me and somebody in their family went to get something at the concession stand and asked this guy, hey, can I get you anything? And he looked at her and said, absolutely not.
Yep.
I would never pay those prices. He was just digging in his heels. And not too long after that, I went and got the popcorn and the waters.
And then you understood.
And then it was $18. I didn't even look up at that. I just said, I'll just take a bag of popcorn, 2 waters. I figured, how bad can it be? Well,
yep.
$18 bad.
Again, that's why everybody tailgates at Lambeau, because you can eat and drink before you get into the
Do
stadium.
you know, though, can't there be a way for them to still make a good amount of money, because there's just given as many people as there are there. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people, you might have a place that holds 70,000 people. That's a lot of people eating, drinking, whatever. And people, when they come to a game, they're going to do that.
Yep.
But if you made it affordable, you would sell more of it, and I think you'd be at the same place.
Yep.
More people would buy, more families could come, but all of these professional sports and even college sports, all that stuff has gotten so expensive that you can't even take your family to it anymore.
If you want the best deal in concession stands anywhere, the Fergus Falls Hockey Arena, 2 barbecues, a bag of chips, and a pop for $8.
Wow. Sounds like a great deal. Yeah.
Did a lot of hockey games this year for video streaming.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just get that. Then an extra 50 cents if you want them to squirt the nacho cheese on it.
Do you know what my favorite nights at basketball games were? It was usually the girls' volleyball team at Hillcrest. They would have all the moms make a big crock pot of a different kind of soup, and they would bring soups.
Oh.
And then other moms would bake bars, and you would get a bowl of soup was $2, and I think you could add the bar, and then it was like, I think that and a drink was like $5 or $6. It was a great deal. And then you could even do a soup flight where they would give you a tray, and you had about, 4 or 5 different little cups, and you could try all those different kinds of soups.
Oh, wow.
It was really fun. Those were my favorite nights at games, soup nights, because not only was it a good fundraiser for the girls' volleyball team, but, oh, my goodness, some of these soups. And I always beg these certain moms, hey, the next soup night, make sure you make that tortellini soup or that whatever soup.
I was never there during a soup night.
Oh, shoot,
I
you
think I
missed
only
it.
did 2 Hillcrest volleyball games at Hillcrest. I did a couple on the road.
Well, and the volleyball team does it all through the basketball season.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
the volleyball team that brings the soup, but
Oh.
the fundraiser is for their team, but you're eating it at a basketball game.
Okay.
So you must have missed those games. too,
Yeah, there was a
because-
couple times where, because I always came in the lower side.
Oh, sure. And
Because it's a little bit easier
Yep.
to get to the press
Yep,
box.
it is.
So I'd always go that way, and so I wouldn't always be up at the concession if I didn't need to run and grab a pop or something.
Right. Well, anyway, soup nights. So now no more soup nights for a while. I miss those. I have to just beg those certain moms to just make me a.
And then hope their kid doesn't graduate, because then that soup is lost to you.
Gosh, I know it. Although you'd be surprised, and I know this happens at Fergus too, at the public school, but a lot of times there's parents who haven't had kids there forever and
Oh,
ever.
yeah, you got to support the team.
And they're still there making soup and standing in the concession stand and selling tickets, and they never miss a game. And I always just think, oh, good for those parents, you know. After my daughter was done playing sports, I was like, okay, well. And then I guess I had nieces and nephews that we'd go and watch.
Yeah.
But if there wasn't someone specific to watch, I didn't always go to the games.
I still always went to the games.
Did you?
Yeah, I love watching Fergus football and
Yeah,
hockey.
Well, and I love basketball. It's just that when you have 3 kids playing on 3 different teams, we didn't get to many of the Otter games, which was a shame because that's fun to watch too. But did see a couple of those too. Never, in fact, my friend's little 6-year-old, I suppose he hears me talking about basketball games, and he asked his grandma one day, he said, you know that Mary, she really likes basketball, doesn't she? And he's 6. He's right, I really do. Okay, guess what is still the most popular dog breed now 4 consecutive years in a row?
I'm going to go Lab.
I would have said that too. American Kennel Club announced its new most popular dog breeds list on Wednesday. As I mentioned, French Bulldogs claiming the top spot for the 4th straight year. Labs, there you have it, held 2nd place, followed by, I bet you can guess the next one.
The Golden Retriever.
Yep. And 3rd, the Golden Retriever was 3rd. German Shepherds maintaining the 4th position. Dachshunds cracked the top 5.
Hey, I like the Dachshunds.
Replacing Poodles from last year's rankings.
Yay.
French Bulldogs earned their popularity through their affectionate, playful nature and protective instincts, making them excellent watchdogs and companions for all ages.
They're the size of my shoe.
I know. How can they protect you? The size of my shoe.
I got size 14 shoes.
Oh
so.
my goodness. Okay, so Beagles, Rottweilers, Bulldogs, and German Shorthair Pointers rounded out the top 10. I really honestly don't know why anyone wants to own a Rottweiler. I'm making a lot of people mad here now today.
I think Doug had 2 of them.
I just don't think there's any reason to have a Rottweiler. They are just unpredictable, and I don't know. Read too many bad stories about Rottweilers, and I know that they get a bad rap probably. And my apologies to all you French Bulldog owners, because I know you think your dogs are the cutest dogs in the whole world.
No, I think they know deep down that is an ugly dog, and that's why they went with it.
So ugly it's cute. Maybe that applies. I don't know, but I would agree, and they're noisy.
Oh yeah.
It's like inviting another snorer into your home.
I was sitting out doing something out by our sign at the lake, and when the neighbors moved in, their little Frenchie ran over to me, and it was just wheezing and just.
I know.
I've seen her looking at it. I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? Is your dog okay? Because it doesn't seem like it's gonna make it.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
Oh,
and it was just sitting there, and eyes bulging out, looking at me, just kind of jumping around like I'm gonna play with it.
They
It's
look like their eyes are going to come right out of their
yeah,
head.
they're just
I know.
ugly.
Okay. Well, I suppose we probably shouldn't slam them anymore, but here's a great story before we wind up. There is this woman in Northern Ireland lost approximately $23,000 after being tricked into providing credentials on financial services on a platform that is financial services. It is in an unusual move not recommended by police. Montgomery discovered a name and address on the fraudulent account and actually flew to meet this person in person. And
That's never a good idea.
probably not a good idea. Anyway, she went to confront the alleged scammer. The suspect's mother answered the door, explaining that he no longer lived there. Anyway, they were unable to locate the man independently, but she was victimized twice by the same scanners who initially stole her credentials, then posed as bank officials claiming to help recover her lost funds. Anyway, she returned approximately $12,000 to this woman and tried to get some money back on behalf of her son. But so, hey, knock, 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 and mom's home, but the scammer is not.
It's going to make Christmas a little awkward. You know, you still owe me $12,000 for the lady you scammed.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, believe it or not, this is Thursday. That's going to wrap up another week.
Yeah.
So, So thank you for joining us on Morning Talk. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great